Hello, welcome back to Blender Sushi Live Noding. In this episode, we're gonna take a look at Spectral and EdgeNet nodes once again. So you probably have seen me using these nodes at some point. It's called Planar Edgenet 2 polygons. Basically, what it does is that if you, let's say you have a bunch of shapes that's totally flat on the grid, and then you want to create polygon face for each and every shape in between all this edge, you can use this node. So let's take a look at how you can use this. File save as EdgeNet Explorer. I will be using a bunch of n-gon, basically maybe viewer draw, and this is the basic n-gon. We can randomize it. So that's the cool thing about n-gon. And I will be using maybe a grid. Create a bunch of these shapes. So something like that. And maybe just combine everything and intersect them. So apply, matrix apply, and join them together. So now we have this. If we bake it out, you can see this is a single object, but they are all still separated. If you smooth it a couple of times, they are all separate. But they are all actually joined. But you want to do intersection, so intersect edges. So you just provide the edges. And what we should have, if we remove double, is something that we can kind of combine together. Let me check if I'm doing this properly. Okay, so we have to work with edges, not polygon. So intersect edges, create these points whenever they're intersecting. All right, so I just increased the size of the points. Now we can play a little bit with this. Let's randomize this further. Use range integer count of 9. Plug this into the seed. So we have a little bit more random shapes. So we have our EdgeNet that we can work with. Plug this into Planar Edgenet and we should get some kind of polygon. Doesn't seem to work. Maybe I need to work in 2D. All right, cool. And yeah, so at this stage, if we bake it out, you might have guessed this is a mesh with a lot of face. Previously, I showed you that if you want to separate this properly, you want to use a Y, kind of to rip all this polygon face, Y and G, but you don't want to do that for every single face, so you want that to be procedural as well. So you can use polygon boom. So polygon boom will separate all the polygon face cleanly, hopefully. And so if we have now shape like this, if we bake it out, they're all gonna be separate, and they're really clean. This is the cool part. So we have, apparently we have 47 face. If we do this and then if we randomize, it's changing procedurally and it's generating all these kind of shapes that we can actually join as well. So mesh join, we can combine this guy and we get just a single shape. Turn on the wire. This shape is pretty clean, and we can also smooth it, and this is also pretty clean. Pretty cool, right? Normally you probably will never think about something like this. Yeah, I thought it was pretty clean. I think the normal might be also something we need to fix. Maybe keep normal consistent. Well, I guess don't worry about solidify for now. Maybe there's an overlap or something. But we can always simplify this. Maybe 2 by 2. Randomize the seed. Make sure they are not overlapping too much. Yeah, look, something like this. If we bake it out, it's kind of cool. We can smooth it. We can use a smooth modifier a couple of times, and we can solidify. So that's pretty clean. And we can solidify, subdivide this one more time. All right, so we have this shape. And instead of using viewer draw, we can actually use bmesh viewer. And here we can merge it, or just leave it like this, and we can play around with this, like solidify or smooth it first, and solidify, subdivide. So we have this shape. And this is still live object, and we can play around with the radius. We can add more, and we can randomize further. So you can see the pattern. There's a pattern here because I didn't randomize every single shapes. The funny thing is that even though we like random, we actually like pattern as well. So this is where it gets interesting. You can, of course, make sure each and every one of them different, like so. But if you want just like a pattern, you can do so. And this is something, maybe we can use displace modifier. Yeah, so if you want this to be smooth object in a viewer bmesh, you need to turn it on. Smooth shade, calculate normal. So yeah, like I said, I don't know what it is, but it's still interesting. So in a way, we are kind of like generating a grid of some sort. So yeah, that's Edgenet in a nutshell. But you can actually further play around with this. Instead of n-gon shapes, you can provide like a more random shapes, or maybe something that you can draw using grease pencil manually. So that's also kind of interesting. Maybe I'll try that next time, but for now, this is pretty much it. This is Edgenet. Hopefully you enjoy this. Let me know what you think, and I guess I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.